hero of my cake. Independent leader made a way. I'm the people's voice, hip hip parade. Stuck to my pace, the turtle win the race. There's trophies on trophies, views from the townscape. Change is great, break, then I had to skate. God told me time to go elevate. Chosen child, I'm the champ now, not a featherweight. Man, I'm so blessed, I just meditate. Peace of mind, that's what you get when you.
Hey everyone, welcome to the spot. My name is Tiffany.
And I'm Ron.
And we have a very special guest with us today. Guest hosting for Tierra, Monique Nicole, entertainment, vlogger, and YouTuber. And you've seen her on our channel before. Welcome back.
Hey y'all, I have missed y'all so much. I think this is the longest stretch that I haven't been on your platform. This is crazy. So
it has been.
Long overdue. I've definitely missed y'all, but y'all been holding it down. I've been watching y'all. Y'all been doing y'all thing. So
thank you. We missed you too, though. We missed you too. That's why we had to get you back on here.
I know. We've been talking offline, trying to.
Yeah. We've been trying to connect.
Set it up.
Yeah. So you guys, we're here to discuss BMF episode 306, Casualties of War. You guys know what to do. Please like and subscribe. Push us out far and wide. Tell a friend, tell a friend. Yeah. And with that, let's just get right into it. And the episode started off on like a solemn note. They had like 3 funerals going on at the same time. Poor Kevin, poor little Milton, and Diesel.
And
it seemed like Kevin's Kevin and Diesel's funerals were close by, like the same cemetery.
Must be a popular cemetery. That's what I was thinking.
I was thinking, I'm like, is that the only cemetery?
Right. Well, Meech was still in Atlanta, so that's why he was able to pull up on Remy.
Right.
But the funerals in Detroit, that apparently they must have sent Diesel's body back to Detroit, since he was really from Detroit and everything. And so Bryant is feeling salty, and we knew it. I think we discussed that in some of the previous recaps, that he was going to still blame Meech and T and still be salty with them. And he went over there.
But you saw his wife too. I mean, his wife looked at him like it's all his fault. And I'm like, you got you're culpable as well.
That was Cynthia.
Yeah, Cynthia. I mean, neither one of you really had anything to do with Kevin.
Right.
So that's how it ends,
It's very sad. Very, very sad.
It is.
Yeah. I think so too. He wasn't built for that life and stuff. And so, we saw what he did. T offered his condolences, and he pretty much told him, like, you guys should be in the ground, not my son. And he pushed T in the grave with his
wrote that.
Oh, me, that was funny. I mean,
decided
that was
to have Terry's behind flying down in the dang on ground. I don't even know. That was I chuckled, but
yeah, it was a lot. But I was like, well, it wasn't as far down as we thought, because it seemed like when I was on the field, it seemed a lot deeper than that. So it didn't seem like he had that far to go. So
it was deep enough, because you saw
it was deep enough.
He laid there for a minute.
It was deep. He laid there for a minute, but it was just like
he must have been in shock.
Oh, he had to been. But they gotta know that they're gonna get all the smoke from Bryant now. And especially, I don't want to jump too far ahead, but knowing that he's not off the force now, he don't have anybody, any type of rules or anything holding him back in the future.
But honestly, Tiff, it's still misplaced anger to me, because Terry reached out. He what's the term? He gave an olive branch, like he said, hey, yo, let's team up on this person. Like, and Bryant refused. So he has a reason to feel emotional and angry, but I just think he's directing it to the wrong people. Like, so
his card was never squeaky clean anyway. So it would have made more sense to team up with T when T gave him that olive branch, and now he almost has to now.
Mm-hmm.
If you stop to think about it, I mean, because he's got Henry on his back too, and he's going to need some cover if he plans to do. I guess he wants to take out BMF because he thinks BMF is responsible for his son's death, and we all know that that's not the truth. And maybe a month or two down the road, he'll figure that Kevin's death is largely dependent on he and his wife. But he's definitely going to team up with somebody.
Yeah. Well,
that would be the smart move, but the question is, will his pride and ego allow him to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's got Jen, and
but she snitched on him too. I mean, we'll get to that. Too. But she snitched on him too. Yeah. She thought, but that didn't save her job. I mean, well, she's only suspended for now. But
I was surprised though. I was a little surprised that she would, snitch on him like that. I just didn't expect that.
I'm kind of not surprised because the plan was with Kobe. They were like, we're going to take all this to so-and-so, and then we'll put the cuffs on Bryant. So she was planning on turning him in with her partner. They were getting stuff together to take it to the chief or whatever the next day before the shootout, before he showed up. Mm-hmm. So the plan was always to arrest him. So she just finally gave up the tapes, when she saw he got, booted off the force and everything. But we'll see what happens if she gonna get her job back.
Right.
But Meech, when he pulled up to the funeral, I mean, he was playing chess. Because he came, he was playing chess. So he came to offer his condolences to Remy about Milton. And at first I was like, okay, by himself and everything. But later we find that the reason why he even did that was because he knew that would move Claude, the number 2. He was trying to plant a seed with him so that he could take Remy out from the inside, like, by, so I was okay.
Oh, it was strategic. It was strategic.
Oh yeah. Oh, it was strategic. You didn't.
I've only watched the episode once, so I like to see it twice.
Oh, I do too.
You might be, bring up some things I didn't even really process yet. Okay.
Oh yeah, when I watched it, he had a conversation with Duffy, and he was like, "Yeah, I went and I pulled up." He said because a lot of times the number 2s they want to be the number 1s, and he plus remember Claude spoke up when they went to the battle to Techwood when they first had to meet up and stuff, and he was like, he got a point. So Meech peeped that. He figured, I'm coming in peace, this, that, and the other. So that move about Milton was designed to try to cause a little bit of division and to pique Claude's interest.
Okay.
But Claude's also smart too, because Claude also understood that Meech came
respectfully,
and didn't come with an army or anything like that. And he also knew the problem that they have too, because their main problem is still Glock.
Mm-hmm.
And the MK. So he understood where Meech was trying to come, where Meech was headed. But once again,
Meech's plan is twofold because it's like he was like everybody can eat. He really wants peace, but at the same time, he wants to avenge Ty. So he's like, that's why he's trying to get Claude on their side too. Like he was like, we can build our team and partner up, and you can be your own leader. But you got to get Remy out the way. So that was the whole strategy too, because that way he, he's being a leader to his team. He's avenging Ty's death, and he's gaining an ally with Claude and his squad. But the dilemma with Claude is that he and Remy been boys since they were kids.
Right.
And so it's just like,
and to me, it's a stretch. It's a stretch. I understand where he's going with it. But that's a stretch. I thought it was a big ask.
It is, but I think that the stakes are very high with everything that happened in the previous episode. So I feel like, what do you do when you're in a situation where the leader isn't being reasonable or logical? Right. And now your life and your team's life and money and this is on the line. even the most loyal person would kind of start to question, gosh, should I intervene? Because right now we're heading off track. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, to me, it'd be, if I was in a predicament, it would be tough, but the person who's supposed to lead is really failing us, so what do you do in that situation? It's a risk. Either way, it's a risk.
Yeah, because,
you do nothing and,
well,
you
check with the crew too, because they're loyalists for Remy, and I'm sure there's some that'll come on to Claude's side too. So you got to check out the crew, because you don't want to turn your back and somebody shoots you in the back of the head. But I know you're right. I mean, 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other to me, but I take the half a dozen, because Remy's got to
But
go.
he did try to reason with him though, and that's what I said, Monique, you made a good point, because he went to see Remy after that and was like, hey, he came without guns, he came with, and Remy is on the, but see, Remy, he knows what Meech is up to too though.
Exactly.
That's the thing, because Remy was like, oh, you eating out of his hand. Oh, next thing you know, I'm gonna get out here and then they're gonna take our thing. So he knows what time it is. And Remy knows what time it is.
And that's why I say it could be a problem, because that was the first time I saw Remy actually thinking on his feet. So he sees that there could be a problem with my number 2, because what did he say at the end? He said, what he basically said was, okay, then you lead, do something. And Remy really doesn't have a plan.
No, and no, and then like they said, all these people did get killed, and he had basically told Milton and all those people that he would protect them.
Right.
But it was a massacre.
Oh, it's a mess.
Yeah. So, and this little boy is right. This little boy is gone. So I think this is what I'm thinking. And yes, Tanisha, I am saying what I'm thinking. I saw your comment.
Be careful. Be careful.
I saw your comment. And we can say predictions for the end, as she suggested. But I just want to say that, I'm not right. I don't have a script. So I may be right, I may be wrong when I say when I'm thinking. So I'm not giving spoilers.
Right.
Yeah, but that was one of the comments.
It's your past history. See, every time you've done so, you've been right. So I suppose.
And that's not my fault. But one of our commenters.
Well, I don't look. Hey,
they're trying to hang on because I given the spoilers and stuff. Yeah, and I'm like, I'm just saying what I think, and yeah, and I'm like, and then said something about, I talk about the trailer, but the trailer is at the end of the episode.
Yeah, if you watch.
So I'm like, I'm not saying anything that's not already out there.
Yeah, most people who watch these shows watch the trailer.
Watch the trailer for the next week.
So what happened? Especially us creators, because a lot of prediction videos,
for predictions and stuff. So like that. Tanisha, sorry, we'll try to say predictions for the end. I say this with love. I'm on my soapbox like you were in my comments. So love. But anyway, I was just wondering if what's his face? Remy was thinking about, like, Claude has been trying to talk to Meech. Like, you see, he met with Meech. He took the initiative to go meet with Meech, to take that meeting and talk about the situation with Remy. And, and Meech pretty much told him, by the end of the episode, when he was going to go on a run, like, you need to handle that on your own. That's your move. But what if, and I'm saying what if, I don't know if this is going to happen or not. What if since Remy is peeping game, what if he take Claude out instead?
I thought that too. At the end of, I thought about that too. I hope
See, not. That was my whole point about the high risk that Claude is taking, because, we already saw that Remy is on to him. And, when your number 2 steps up to you like that, you can only imagine that there's some play going around. And so Remy's going to be on point. So, yeah, Claude has to watch his back, because we never know. Remy could take him out.
I thought he could, because he's like, okay, he seemed like he's trying to align himself. He could have been watching him for all we know, going to see Meech. We don't know that, but we'll see. We'll see. You know what plays out. Like, are Remy's days numbered? You know, we don't know. But Brian and Jen confronted T. We talked about that. Lawanda's having contractions, and T is concerned about the 5 funerals that he's gone to in recent days.
Let me say this first. Let me say this about Marquisha. You know, at the beginning, you know, we see the love scene between T and Marquisha takes 3 in the back. I was so happy.
We can't stand Marquisha.
I was like, oh wow, she's out. And then it's a dream. Man, you talk about huge letdown. Wow.
He's terrible.
I'm not a fan. I mean, I'm not wishing for her demise, but
me neither.
I'm not.
I didn't wish it. I just thought I saw it.
You
were going to be thoroughly pleased.
Yeah, I was. I jumped up. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
My subscribers know that I am not a fan of Marquisha. I have read her for filth this season.
So has Ron.
So Ron, we definitely share that in common, my brother. And
thank you much.
I will be a lady today. I will not read her for filth on your platform.
No, you can because I feel the same way. We put her on our hands list like almost every week because because this episode too, like we saw, like she just was like, you know, as he said, you know, he knows that he needs to go make peace with Henry. And he was saying that had been on his mind. That was the scene that Ron was talking about, that he was dreaming about, you know, being intimate with Marquisha and her being killed while, you know, in the act. And she was like, you know, get your head right. And he's like, listen, I'm worried about my people. I'm trying to lead this beef with Henry. And one thing I can say about Marquisha, why I don't care for her, she does keep the tea. Like she's very savvy.
She's resourceful. She is resourceful.
She's definitely resourceful. Because she told him, like she's schooling them, like, hey, you know, Henry's just a second generation drug dealer. And her father is the one who has the clout, and go over her head.
Look, if she really wants to be resourceful, give up the tea to Henry, and that'll squash all that with T.
Heck no.
I'm not saying that she should or would, but if you want to be that resourceful, if you want to do,
I don't believe that.
Oh no, I'm not saying it would happen, and it shouldn't happen. But I'm just saying, in the sense,
I don't think it would help him either, because Henry killed that girl that she was with after having sex with her. You know, she killed Peaches. She pulled the sword on the other chick.
That's not gonna work on Miss Henry.
I'm looking for another way for Marquisha to get that.
See, I would be okay with I would be able to deal with Marquisha better if she knew if she knew her place and was realistic with the situation that she is in.
Right. Exactly.
No one forced her into. She willingly participated in this very messy situation. She knew that Terry had a baby mother that he's been with for years, who was currently pregnant. You knew that, and you continued the relationship. So you cannot get upset because he has to leave and go see the baby. You can't. She just has all this audacity for me. She's very entitled to me. Even in the beginning of the season with the whole house situation, like, Heifer, how you gonna tell me
then you're gonna kick me out
of the house? I can't live in the house that I bought and paid. God, the audacity, the entitlement.
And then when she walks into the man's restaurant, and she looks at it like it's a hood. Which it may have been, but she could have kept her mouth closed. It's just everything she does. Well, one thing I can say about Meech, and I know we'll probably get there, and I hope I'm not jumping the gun too much, but Meech knows how to handle his lady.
I will give.
When his lady goes off script, he knows how to handle his woman. And if you want to go there, we can go there. But you you know what I'm talking about, right?
I agree.
Yeah, you talking about Angel?
Yes, Angel.
Yeah. You're talking about Angel. Because well, first let me just say it's about Marquisha. Like, she was out of line, like Monique said. She turned off his phone and his beeper and stuff. So
Right.
she wants to have T all to herself. But like Monique said, you gotta know your role. You chose to be the side chick. You chose to be the side chick, so you knew he had a family and stuff. And so you can't be mad that he has other obligations and
I
stuff.
can
But
understand her disappointment. I can understand, you in your head planned a vacation or that you would like to take with T, and he had to break that dream up because he has obligations. I can understand
which she knew about.
Exactly.
Which she knew about. She has obligations. She's still legally married.
Well, that's
still a mother. Just because
you're a mother.
Because your kids are with her mother, she got a little breaky break from baby kids, but heifer, you still a mom. Act like you got some damn sense.
Yeah.
Walking around here like you a damn $2 hoe, like you ain't got no damn sense. Sorry.
Right. And
I told you I didn't want to go there because I was gonna.
She wants to live the life. Like, you see, she was like,
I
want to go to the fancy restaurant.
She wants both. You can't have it both ways, sister. You can't have it both ways.
Yeah. And then that's what bothers me about T, because, while she's pressing you about your thing, you don't seem to press her about hers.
Because he's still a kid. That's why I said that's the difference with him dealing with a cougar. She's an older woman. She's molding him. She's in his ear. She's like working her womanly while she got him. She got him open. So she's like, and she was saying, like, how you think Boom got as far as he did? Like, she was the woman behind the man with Boom, and she's trying to do the same thing with T. And that's why I said, one of our previous recaps, I talked about how in the beginning of episode 1, how they said that T and Meech didn't talk for 2 years. And I was like, I really think that she's going to be the catalyst behind that. Like, she's the one that that's in his ear, and she wants it to be all about her. And she's probably going to, come between him and Meech.
If she had any sense too, she would also realize the fact that T hasn't made any moves to get rid of Wanda. And so you have a place. It's just that you're not willing to accept it, But you gotta stop.
But I think it's very telling that when he was having that dream and everything, he about being shot and stuff, he was dreaming about being with Marquisha and not LaWanda.
Well, yeah, but
so he's been playing both sides and stuff, and like Ron was saying, I know you want to talk about Angel. Angel, the way things were going, Angel seemed like she was a rider for Meech, right? She did seem like, and
I said in the beginning that I didn't trust Angel.
Yep, you did say that, Ron.
A lot of people did, but I think as the episodes were going, like last week, I was like, okay, maybe we can. I actually predicted that she was gonna get hurt in like the crossfires or something, or that what's Neo's? I never know anybody's
name.
Greenie.
He was going to like maybe kidnap her. I thought she was
gonna get hurt.
I did not by episode 5, episode 6. I did not see her doing what she did. So I have to apologize to a few people who may have been right.
First of all, what was on her mind to bring up Clark in a situation like that? What could she
her feelings was hurt because she said, I want to come with you. He said I couldn't take you. Then she said, well, you told me you were never going to leave me. So I think she was hurt and she blurted that out, but she got the wrong one.
She didn't just blurt that out. She thought about it because of the fact that you remember what she, when she said, well, I thought you said you would never leave me. First of all, he wasn't leaving you. He was just going away for a few. So, and then secondly, you said, oh, then you don't mind me.
She said, I'm gonna, I might have to move on.
Right. She said, you don't mind me moving on. And then she brought up Glock. So none of
I heard he pays well.
those wheels were turning. So she knew what she said.
That speaks to your character.
It does. It does speak to your character.
I thought all along something would happen between the two of them, because it was just something about her character that I didn't like. And she kept, even a couple times when she would bring up Greenie, you know, that she was just unsure of. And we took it all to think that maybe it was just because she's afraid and she thinks that Greenie may come back to harm her. Understood. But if that were the case, you're going to go to Glock?
Well, I mean, she was lost. Think about, I mean, I'm not trying to defend her because I thought she was foul, for saying that to me. I'm not trying to defend her, but I was just wondering, I was like, when she talked about her background and living out of a backpack and everything, and how Greenie basically, instilled in her head, you ain't ish without me. So she really feels that way. So she's accustomed to living a certain lifestyle, and you heard Meech tell her over and over, you need to take back your power. You need to do, so she doesn't think much of herself. So it wouldn't be nothing for her to go get down with somebody grimy like Glock. But Meech told her he wanted the one or the two. He was like, oh, you ain't a place to stay. You out my circle of trust.
I was like, trust, baby girl. Good luck to you. Good luck.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I was like, he wastes no time. And I wasn't mad at him.
I wasn't mad at him.
And if you stop to think
hurt off of that too.
I bet he was. And if you stop to think about it, she was still living the lifestyle she wanted. I mean, she was up in his house, nice house, and Meech would have given her anything she wanted. So
it was family. Because
he was gonna let her stay there.
That's my point.
He let her stay there last time when he had to make that quick run to Detroit.
Yes,
right.
She stayed there. So I was just like, you were cool. You were there for a minute when he went the last time. Like, what's the what? That's why I was just like.
The question I have for y'all is this the last that we're gonna see of Angel this season?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
In
fact,
I
wonder.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
No. I think what it brings up is now she's going to be pissed because she may just try to join or get back with Greenie or join Glock. So it's an ugly situation because I didn't like the way she looked at Meech when he walked away, and she kind of turned and she had that look. I mean, it's that vindictiveness that some women can get. Pardon me, but when you all's feelings get hurt, you all go to. Y'all go through the look, Tim.
No, I'm not. I'm just laughing. I'm just giving you a hard time.
I know I'm online here with two beautiful women, but I gotta say this. Y'all can get pretty damn.
Oh yeah, listen, I thought the same thing about her. I was like, okay,
there are women in this world that can be very vindictive.
Oh yes.
And very spiteful.
Yep.
I'll be the first to admit that.
No, it's true. It's true. And she knows where he stayed.
What makes this worse is she has no reason to be that way.
Exactly.
So I don't even know. I mean, obviously she's a damaged soul.
Yes.
I was hoping for redemption. I was hoping, everybody's different. There's some people who you can treat well and give them the finer things in life and speak life into them, and they really will take that and move forward to a path of positivity and a new life. But there's some people who are still stuck in that abuse mindset, that dog mindset, that whatever abusive mind. And to me, that's what she resorted to. She's used to this type of grimy thinking and way of acting, and she resorted to what she knew. You know what I mean?
And it makes sense. And that's probably why she said, I'll go over to Glock, because she doesn't care. I mean, not that she doesn't care. She's kind of used to that abusive type of lifestyle. So it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that she, she punched her own ticket. And
yeah. I was like, ooh, because I said it just seemed like that came out of nowhere when she said it. And I was like,
she's stupid, because maybe I wouldn't give that up for nothing. What? I get
no. Look,
I get protection. I get to keep my own money and stack my money up.
Oh my gracious!
I had to check my son because he was like, You see why you can't trust these hoes? And I said, stop it. I said, because women are not all hoes. But
I will say this. What he
did not say
was, you see why you can't turn no hoe into no housewife. That's what he
meant. There it is.
Or no stripper to a housewife.
Yeah, there you go.
Now that's more like it. Because I was like, wait a minute.
He didn't say all hoes, but he
he didn't. He just said, but
these hoes.
right. That's what he said. You see why we can't trust these hoes.
That is so funny.
Yeah, he did. I was like, he was like switched up real quick. But anyway, and it's crazy because she and Meech was just having a kiki because with the HOA woman was tripping. Duffy told Meech that the HOA was like the FBI or whatever out there, and that woman was sweating Meech, sweating him for paperwork about his income, sweating him, threatening to give him a lien. I like what Meech said because he was like, "Look, you see different folks coming in up out of here when your husband."
He knows how to put back, so you know he got her straight.
Yeah, and some of that happened right in front of Angel too. So that's why I was just like, you know, like she's been through so much, as he said, with him, for her to, you know, take that turn. It's gonna be interesting to see if we see her again.
Well, you know what it is. I think that it's a mind game, and so what some people or some women will do is, and men do it all the time as well, some men, but it's a mind game. You throw that nugget out there and see where it lands. And if he says, okay, hey, you're right, I'll take you with me, that's one notch in her belt. So now she knows how to control him. See, what I liked about Meech was he didn't let her control that situation. Meech said, okay, this is what you are going to do. I'd like you to do. And when she tried that move, you know, he countered that move with, you're out. Go find someplace else. He's out. Look, you're out of my center of trust, so you got to roll. And see, he would have said, "Oh, okay, baby. Well, if you think that you want to go, then okay."
Younger brother, yeah. We can see Meech is the bigger brother, and he thinking like, listen.
And that I call that the Marquisha effect. Okay.
The Marquisha effect. Yeah. Well, we see that you know, the reason why Meech had to even go on a run in the first place, because the Red Dogs, I mean, you know, the GBI was looking for him. But, you know, leading up to that point, the Red Dogs were coming down hard on his crew. Like they beat up Duffy, they grabbed Laz up and everything. And he was wondering why it was taking so long for Duffy to get released. Right. And come to find out, you know, at least Angel did find that out when she worked her magic. That's why I said I thought Angel was a rider. She did her thing with the ADA at the club. I thought she was a rider. She came back with the tea and said, GBI is looking for you, and they're trying to pin a murder on you. And they were trying to shake down. And one of the soldiers spoke up and said that they were trying to get him to flip on Meech. So that's why Meech had to go on a run in the first place.
So weird. I don't like that they wrote it that way. I mean, I just don't agree with how they wrote that part. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, what did y'all think about Bryant? Like Bryant, you know, he was dead set on getting revenge on Henry, and when he rolled up,
that was a badass scene. I ain't gonna hold you.
Oh yeah,
Bryant, come up in there.
It was badass, but thoughtless because
it didn't last long.
That's right. I mean, you know, what would do you honestly? Well, I guess he would have blown her away, but you know, you're gonna walk in there, you know, come on, you got to expect to get some pushback, and you took out a couple of guys. Okay, that's cool, but my boy, her dad stood tall, so. It's going to be interesting what happens with that, though, because, I mean, when it comes close to home like that, now Blaze has already told her, you know, to slow down, step back, and now you brought that to my house.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how Blaze really handles this at this point, because Henry is out of control, so he's going to have to do something.
Henry.
Yeah, she is out of control. It's a good point because, you know, T tried to make peace. He tried to go talk to her. She pretty much spent his face, as he said. You know, she put the sword down by his foot. she and the cousin Pete T and Des looking at each other, and I'm like, oh my gosh, why do they keep making eye contact? I was like, T, that was a bad move. Like, he kept looking over at dude. I was like, he could have been a little less conspicuous, you know. I was like,
Terry to be more smooth. Oh God.
yeah, he was obvious, and I was like, I said, he is being real hot right now. I said, he put that dude's life in danger.
Yeah.
You know, as we saw, and yeah, as we saw, and so they pretty much, you know, she didn't agree to work with him, and of course he went like a man to Blaze, and Blaze respected that. He was like, I appreciate that you came and talked to me like a man, you know, and he said, I'll see what I can do. And Pops Blaze tried to talk to Henry and everything, and he, you know, at an event, it looked like a really nice event with some people that he had ties with that she has since threatened because of the way she was moving. And he was like, I need you to make amends with these people. And she didn't want to do that either. But he was like, you're going to take the deal with T. And she's like, you're not going to tell me what to do with my business, you know. So it's interesting to see that exchange. Like he said, I raised you to be the prettiest, the smartest, the most cultured. And she's like, I need you to see me for who I am, Dad. And I was like, see, that's the issue right there. She feels unseen by him, but she wants his you know, she wants to be accepted by him by so bad. And I just it's gonna be interesting to see how it ends between those two.
I need her to be gone. When I tell y'all, I
can't
stand. I've been boiling while you were talking to. When I tell y'all I can't stand that woman, I can't stand Henrietta, Blade looking, Flavor Flav looking, vampire in Brooklyn looking, having behind. I can't stand her.
Somebody texted me that this morning too and said the same thing. And out of nowhere, and like, I can't stand her. I was like,
can't do it. I can't do it.
But, you know, as a father who, you know, as he said, raised her to be the beautiful one, the intelligent one, and she wants him to see, she wants her father to see her as what she is. And, you know, that's a real heavy call. It's a real heavy call because that's not what he expected. That's not what he raised her as. And I suppose he would, you know, could get, I suppose he could kind of deal with it if she would just listen, but she doesn't listen either. So what do you do? Yeah.
It's one thing to be a little bit different than what your parent may have wanted you to be, but it's like,
she's a lot of different.
Not level-headed. She's not reasonable. She doesn't make the smartest moves. She causes unnecessary casualties and wars and it's nothing to really admire or look up to. Versus in Tommy's spinoff with Claudia and her father, that was a little bit different because Claudia was highly qualified for the position.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? She was really qualified to really run the family business. And he overlooked her because she was so that's different. I can understand Claudia's position more than Henrietta's because Henrietta is giving her father a reason to doubt her.
Right. And Claudia had reason.
A legitimate reason to, I don't know if you can really handle it. You know what I mean? So it's different.
And Claudia had reason.
For Henry.
Claudia had reason to become an outcast because of her father. Her father did that. So she said, hell, I'll get it on my own. You know, so, but this Henry person, she's all over the place. And what do you do? I mean, you can't exterminate your own daughter, but
I
take that back. Well,
I mean, I'm just wondering.
Well,
I don't know.
She's jeopardizing everything he's built, and I don't know how long that's going to last.
He said that. That's what I said. I think I could see it going either way. I can see
it going either way. I've said this.
I could see her because she was throwing darts at his picture and stuff and she's not listening to him and stuff, and she wants the crown so bad. I could see her trying to take him out. But I can also see him eventually, if she doesn't listen, maybe if he doesn't do it, maybe giving green lighting it for somebody else to do it.
Boom.
Yeah.
I can see that
too.
So
we just have to wait and see how it plays out. But the way it's going and the way she's just being uncontrollable and not listening and refusing to and then when she found out that T went over her head, that incensed her more. And then cousin put in her head like, by the way, did you see how T and Dez were looking at each other? So I was like, uh-oh. And we saw what happened at the end. She took a blowtorch to Dez.
The dramatics, but yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? I think T did learn something from Meech, because Meech takes care of his people. Like, he treats them like family. Like, he was like, everybody come to my house to eat for the repast, and then he always looks out for his people. T did that this episode. He finally, that's what I say, he learned it from Big Brother, because that's he can get loyalty. He got, he got some college kids to help with the counting, and Hoop was teaching them how to count the money, but he bought them Pistons jackets and gave them tickets to the game. So they, I was like, okay, T, you finally figuring it out, that you got to treat your people good if you want them to remain loyal. And I know he learned that lesson from Meech. Yep. So, no. 3 more people we need to talk about: Charles, Lucille, and
oh Lord,
that's my favorite conversation.
Let's get into it. That's
my favorite conversation.
Look,
which one you want to start with?
Yeah, the Lucille thing, because we can lead up to that.
Let's tackle it.
Let's tackle it, because the next morning, Charles is loving all up on Lucille. He thinking he in there. He think they back on track.
That's right.
And Nicole comes in the kitchen and is like, y'all back together? And he was like, yeah. And Lucille's like, no. He's looking like, what?
See, this is what I'm okay.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Because
I'm trying to refrain from the negativity. I don't want to be Mr. Negative all the time. But Lucille, come on now. Brother Man came home, sung you this, melody, put it all together.
You rewarded him.
Exactly. And you rewarded him. Okay. You took that brother upstairs and you rewarded him. Now, she knows what that does to a brother, because who wouldn't think, hey, I'm back into this, if she would do that? I mean, she just could have said, thank you very much for the song, and been and have been.
She needed some too. That's the thing.
Oh, come on, Luce. Come on now. Look.
He had a weak moment as a woman.
Yeah.
Hold on, Ron, because I want you to, before I say my piece, I want you to know how I say this. I'm actually team Charles and Lucille. I don't hate Charles. I actually commend him for really being a man and taking ownership of his mistake, placing blame on her, really owning it, that he messed up in his marriage, and he's fighting for his marriage.
He's fighting for it. He is.
Absolutely commend that. So I just want the audience to know that is how I feel. I absolutely give Charles credit where it's due. I really commend him for that. A lot of men could really learn a thing or two from how Charles is handling his situation at home.
Absolutely.
However, I think with the whole song thing, and we saw in the previous episode, Lucille was getting hot and bothered for Charles and was having a little weak moment and was like, oh, she had to fan herself off. What was episode 4 or 5? I can't remember now, but I feel like when she slept with Charles, that was a weak moment. That was a moment, and I don't want to say weak moment. She still loves the man. So
she does.
If someone is doing the right things and doing all this, of course you're going to have a moment of, oh, Charles.
Monique.
I'm not mad at that.
I know, Monique.
But I think we can't negate the fact that Lucille is also having a moment in her life. She's in a very pivotal moment of her life where the man that she's loved for umpteen years did a really foul thing, and not just cheat, he had an affair. It wasn't just with anyone, it was with a friend.
A friend.
So that's another layer that
another layer.
People can't. Infidelity is bad enough, but when you rope in a friend, it kind of
that's real messy.
More murky than the average situation.
Monique, I don't.
You can't deny that, Ron. You can't deny that.
I don't.
I want to hear what Ron say because I want to piggyback on y'all.
Oh, let me just finish my point. I'm gonna let Ron.
Oh, okay, go ahead, Monique.
I
finish
do not deny.
I think she's at a very pivotal. Hold on, let me just finish, and then I'll let you take over. I think she's at a very pivotal moment. Like I said, the only man that she's loved, stepped out and had an affair with her friend. Then a blast from the past, came back into her life, and now she is hit with the what if factor. She sees, Dr. Chocolate, as I call him.
I call him Dr. Feelgood.
Dr. Feelgood, Dr. Chocolate. He came back at a moment of weakness. And is appearing to be knight in shining armor. Now, we don't know all about Dr. Chocolate. I still got my eye on him.
We said that too.
I'm being real with you. But right now, he's doing all the right things. And has this moment of what if? Do I take a beat? Do I see where this could go with Dr. Chocolate? Or do I stay at home and fix the home front? She's at a pivotal moment. I'm not saying it's right, but she is conflicted within her mind and her emotions. And I have to give kudos to Charles because he knows the situation. And he said, you know what? Do what you got to do. If you got to go to dinner with a brother, go.
He said, I'm going to give you the space.
I'm going to give you the space to figure it out. And that's why I really do defend Charles, because I can tell he's really a good man. He really is a good man who made a mistake.
Yeah, and I think he felt like he had no choice but to give her that room because he was the one that messed up.
A lot of men would not. A lot of men would not be fair. Would not.
Yeah, we gotta let Ron jump in here because he the man. He the man on the stage. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Ron.
Monique, I respect everything you said. I respect you as an influencer. You good on my book on everything you said, but I'm gonna tell you something that's just don't stick with me.
Okay.
Girlfriend was pitch hitting. Now she got Charles in the bed. They just had sex. Charles wants another round, but just
another round.
Wait.
Hold on.
Before she was gonna get that round, she was about to cheat as well. She had that card. As you say, Dr. Chocolate, she had that card. She's about to play with herself. Now, if you're going to play with yourself thinking about another man, that's cheating too, sweetheart. That ain't no difference than anything else. If you got it, if that's in your head, no, the only difference is physical. And we know that's
a big difference, Ron.
That is a big difference.
Not according to
having a thought.
Not according to the cheat book. The cheat book, if you thought about it, she wasn't just thinking about it. She was about to
Hell no. If I was thinking about committing a crime,
not thinking, she was about to physically get involved with herself about this other dude.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's
not
right.
What I'm saying is it's more than a no. Now let's take the equality out of it, because you're right. There isn't. Okay. I'm not saying that it's equal.
Okay.
What I'm simply saying is, Lucille, stop pitch hitting. What is it going to be? Now, if you want him, take him, get him, take him back.
I think she's trying to figure it out, though.
No, she doesn't look to me like she's figuring out. Like when the phone rang and she looked at the phone, Nicole answered the phone.
Yeah.
Nicole was on point. Said
she was like, wrong number.
But what do y'all think?
I
think Charles is a dummy? Charles got there, Charles peeped all that.
He saw it. He knew what time it was.
He knew what time it was.
First of all, she shouldn't have.
And that's why I have to give Charles the game ball.
That's why I respect Charles, man.
He dealt with it. Most brothers would have won.
Most brothers would not handle it.
They would have gone on.
Exactly.
She shouldn't have. She's still a married woman. She shouldn't have had that man calling the house.
That's my point.
I agree.
The whole essence of what's going on between her and Dr. Chocolate or Dr.
Feelgood.
I don't believe in tit for tat either.
Thank you. And that's my point. I don't believe in tit for tat. Because if you're going to go out and do that, then you're just as wrong as the person that initially committed.
Right. And I think because Charles said to her, he said, there's a reason you chose me over him. And he said, I'm going to work to put our family back together. So it was a reason that she chose him over. And so I think, as Monique said, she's like, what if? And, did I make a mistake? And she sees that this man is successful and stuff too. And she working at Wendy's. I tell you that too.
Let me be honest, even for me as a woman, I get that initial, oh my gosh, what if he's come back into my life? I get the initial, but then a grown ass woman mindset, for me at least, I would have clicked like, okay, I need to get to know who he is today. I don't care
how is he now?
25 years ago. Who are you today? What's your background? Why ain't you been married? Relationship? You ain't got no kids. Like I would have been, because I need to know who you really are. This is all a nice little front. You're a doctor. You wrote me $10,000 check. You take me to dinner. Okay, dancing. That is one point. But what about all the other important things? To conduct a cohesive life together.
That's a woman who is knowledgeable, understanding of relationships, and want to know where that relationship can go. But see, all she saw was a dollar sign. She saw doctor, she saw $10,000 check. And
I don't think she just saw that.
Well, here's my point. Is it infatuation or is it true?
Oh, that's where I'm getting at.
That's my point. To me, it looks like infatuation.
That's where I'm at.
It could be that, but you hear what she said, the slip up she said to Nicole. She tried to force Nicole to take birth control pills.
Oh, yes.
And Nicole was like, I'm not even having sex. Like, why are you trying to force me to take these pills? And he's like, I just want you to have a better life. And she said, and I don't want you to get stuck like me. And then was like,
whose fault is that?
So I was like, ooh.
That's both their fault. That's both Charles and her.
Oh, absolutely.
So and to be stuck, you got, look, again, stuck with what? Are you saying, because basically what she's saying to me is I'm stuck living, like having to work at Wendy's, having low income
with 3 kids,
living in the hood when I could be living with a doctor, living lavishly. So to me, it's infatuation. And
maybe she had bigger dreams too, though.
Well, all that's great. Big dreams are good, but you got to come back to reality at some point. And my point being is, if it's infatuation, you need to check yourself. And if it's real, you got to do as Monique said. You got to scope this brother out. You got to find out what time this brother's on. Because I'm gonna tell you, he could be on a time zone that you don't want to.
Oh yeah, we may find that out before the season is over. Who knows?
And one more thing before we move on, I don't know about y'all, but I'm already looking at him sideways because I'm looking at his integrity, because I feel like as a good man, you should not be hitting on me if I am still married.
Right, and call in the house. Like I was like, that's not
lives here
and her kids, so that's not being respectful of her household.
There y'all go.
Yeah, then what he said, we talked about them being at the fancy dinner and they dancing and they get the call from Nicole. They page them because LaWanda's going into labor. And so she, Lucille and Dr. Feelgood rush home. They have to help deliver the baby because he was like, she ain't gonna make it to the hospital. We delivering this baby now. Nicole is panicking. Charles comes home. He peeps it. And I felt bad for him because I was like, I guess this is awkward and humiliating for him because, Lucille is helping Dr. Feelgood as he's trying to deliver the baby, but she's looking at him with such admiration and stuff. You can see it in her eyes. And I'm like, and for a man to see that and to witness his wife, the way she was looking at him, like it made him feel helpless. I felt in his own home, right? Yeah. So I felt for him, but he checked Dr. Feelgood because when the baby came, you know, T came in there all late, and we know why he was late because Marquisha turned off the phone and the beeper, and the cook had to tell him that Luanda was in labor. So when he comes in, baby's born, Luanda's holding it, it's baby girl. He wants to hold the baby. Luanda's like, no, you ain't holding the baby. Cook and told me where you were and stuff. And so T about to go off like, you're not gonna let me hold my child. And Dr. Feelgood says, calm down, son. Charles, like, you know, gathered T and was like, come on, let's go outside. But he said to Dr. Feelgood, and he ain't your son. he ain't, you know, he ain't raised his voice, nothing, but he let him know.
Nothing to be fooled with. Charles,
yeah, he ain't your son.
He ain't your son, bro. And you need to understand. And then Dr. Maurice looked at Charles like Charles had a problem.
Yeah,
he looked at Charles like Charles had a problem. Now you don't want to score up with Charles. That might not.
Nah, that's what I said. But that seemed like it might be a preview. I mean, it may not come to blows, but it seemed like there may be a conversation that needs to be had, because I was like, "Ooh, all right."
Well,
so
I just need Lucille to hurry up and figure out what the hell she gonna do so we can just get off this roller coaster ride. Because I'm tired.
Yeah, because she had already filed the papers, supposedly, but that
doesn't mean anything because
it doesn't.
Because you're at home, you both are still in the house,
right? And they were intimate. Like, I don't know, like certain states are different. I know, like, in the DMV area, you got to be separated a year. And if you have intimacy, that separation time starts all over again.
Exactly.
So I don't know how it is in Detroit. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know how Georgia is. Georgia, you can file and be done in 30 days. That's how Georgia is. But in the DMV, you got to be separated a year.
Yep.
Yeah, you get busy. That year starts all over again.
Exactly right.
So
as well it should, because
because people get reconciled on that time. It gives you time to figure out what you want to do. So
and that's the whole point. If you're still getting busy with your so-called has-been, then he ain't no has-been. And so, and that's what I meant, Monique, when I was, talking about the pitch hitting kind of thing. Her weak moments. She may be having weak moments, but everybody got weak moments. And what you do with them really matters. So, Charles was stupid. First of all, you don't SHIT where you eat. That's one thing. And you don't play that close to home, Charles. I don't know what you were thinking about. I mean, you were just being stupid. But
I think he was being horny too. They were in a rut. They were in a rut.
Horny or not, you just being stupid. Those
he was being stupid.
Don't do. But at least you try to come back and come through like a man, and we have to give him that. As far as Lucille is concerned, Lucille, if you're going to push him away, then make it whole. Don't play with him, because when a lot of times. Well, I don't want to get into that, but I'm going to lay this to rest because I think we've been on it too long. But
I
think we had some good dialogue.
We did. We had good dialogue.
You just got to move on, because
let's move on.
Yeah, I think we touched on everything we needed to talk about, and so we could just, if there's any predictions, we can throw it out now. Any predictions?
I'll let you go first, Tiff.
Shoot. I mean, I think I already said I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know for sure if about the Blaze and the Henry thing. Like, I have two things that I want to see how it goes. Will Henry take out her dad, or will he give the green light for her, or will Remy and Claude, like, how will that go? Will Claude actually go there with Remy, or will Remy get rid of Claude?
It's a good point. Yeah, I'm right there with you, honestly. I'm thrown off with the whole Angel thing, so I gotta really let that marinate. I don't really have a prediction, because what I thought was gonna happen is not happening. So
me too. I had the same thought.
That kind of has me stomped. But as far as predictions with what you said, I agree. I will tell you this: I will be upset, you guys, if Henry takes out her father. I will be very upset if they write it out. Very upset.
What about you, Ron?
Well, I think it's coming to the head. One or the other is going to take out the other, and I think that she's going to catch some feedback after what they find out what she did to.
Oh, Des. Oh, yeah.
She's gonna catch something. She's gonna catch something on that. I honestly think that I think Blaze is going to come to a reality with his daughter. As you said before, Tiff, he may have someone else do it, but you know, she's off the chain and there's no reeling her in. So something has to be done. I do believe that I think that I think Dr. Maurice and Charles have a reckoning. There's going to be a come to Jesus moment with the two of them. And I think when that happens, I think we're going to really start to see the true colors of Dr. Maurice.
We might. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, what about the who can get the hands? I'm putting Marquisha.
Oh yeah.
Let me marinate. I'm not gonna give it to Marquisha.
Angel.
Yeah, no, it's really a toss-up between Angel and Henry.
They both can get it. You take one out.
Yeah, you both can get it. Yeah, they both can get it.
Both of them.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Ron?
Angel, she gotta go. She's gonna get that. Yeah.
Look, Angel gotta go.
Gotta go.
You giving Angel the same smoke you giving Marquisha?
Well, I mean,
Angel's so disappointing. No, that was disappointing.
I won't put her in the same category as Marquisha, but you know, if you didn't have sense enough to say to your man and then say to Meech about Glock, and you may try and go there. If you didn't have that sense of presence, then you don't need to be with him in the first place, because obviously, you know, something's up with you mentally. So yeah, she gets the hands for that and the boot. So she's got to go.
The hands and the boot.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. So let's talk about
the game ball.
Game ball.
That's
so
the final.
Who gets that?
Don't y'all want to give it to Charles? It sounds like y'all want to give it to Charles.
I would like to give it to Charles. I'd like to give it to Charles.
Give it to Charles, and I'm gonna give it to Meech. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. Meech has really been showing up this season. I don't know why. For me, and I spoke about this on my channel, I feel like the previous 2 seasons, the writers did a good job at showing Meech and T's, both of theirs, how I say this, strengths and weaknesses.
The strengths and weaknesses.
Pros and cons to both of them. But for this, for some reason, this season, they are really showing Meech as a true leader.
Yeah, I said that
really showing his leadership skills, really showing his wittiness, his smartness, which you've already seen, but it's amplified this season. I'm not sure why, but it might be intentional. But I've definitely witnessed that. So, you know,
he's definitely growing, because we've been giving him the game ball a lot too.
He's been doing his thing. He really has been doing his thing. So I'm gonna give it to Meech and I'm gonna give it to Charles, because I respect Charles for saying, you know what? You were honest with me about going to dinner with Doctor. Go ahead, do what you gotta do. I respect that. So I gotta give it to both of them.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess we all agree. So I guess we can wrap this up. Thank you for joining us, Monique. We missed you.
Great.
We missed you. This was fun.
Yes.
So, everybody out there, please like and subscribe to the video. Follow us on social media, IG, X, Facebook, TikTok. Check out our playlists, our shorts. Click the notification bell so you can know whenever we drop. And we just look forward to talking to you. Well, talking to you next week about episode 307.
One more thing. Check out Monique's.
Yeah,
check out her YouTube page. You know, if you don't know of her, you will after you hit the little link at the bottom of our description. It's going to be there. Check her out. She's a lovely woman and she's bright. She already knows. See, I'm talking about.
She on it. She always has great dialogue. And stuff. So
thank you.
All right, y'all. It's a wrap. This is a great discussion. We see y'all next week.
Bye-bye.
How nice is the sun today?